Hi, it's Tash. Welcome to Tash's Library. Today's video is my August TBR. Can't believe it's August already. But anyway, and I'm super excited though because I do have my Scientific September readathon coming up in September. So look out for announcements on that. I have done it very differently from last year, so I'm very super excited. The book I need to try and get on here is for the Buzzwordathon, and I'll put the link down below to that readathon. And we need to include a book whose title has the word like, and I only have one book in my TBR that actually has the word like in it, and that is A Song of Silver, A Flame Like Night. So I have to get this on here ideally, otherwise I'm just gonna have to add it to my total books. So I'm going to look out for an opportunity to include that. Other than that, I'm not sure what's happening with Adventures with Aldia by Book Roast, because she has switched months, so we actually go back to school in September instead of August. So I'm assuming the prompts are just going to be swapped, and so the next one is going to be either reading a cozy book or a scary book. So that should be fairly straightforward. Hopefully I'll get one of those on there. So let's see what happens. Without further ado, let's go to the board. I'm going to do 8 rolls as usual. This could end up being a disastrous decision. Who knows? But let's see. And here's the TBR board. Once again, I just go around in circles using my trusty little Lego Eeyore, who starts here. As I land on spots, I pick a corresponding colored card. Red is its vibe, so that's genres and tropes. Green is so random, is another type of TBR game. Yellow is all in the making, which is about publication and authors. Purple from cover to cover are cover prompts. And what's in a name for blue is title prompts. I throw 2 dice. If I throw a double, I add an extra roll. And if I land on one of the bookworm spaces, I have to play the bookworm game, which has very, very obscure prompts. So without further ado, let us begin. I'm going to trial, instead of putting this in the middle, which I have before, which kind of obscures the board, I'm just going to be throwing this like this. So roll number 1 is a 12. Now, if anyone has watched my previous TBR games, I am expert at throwing double sixes. But anyway, okay, so I've now got 9 rolls, but that's okay. All right, 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a yellow, all in the making. I've already shuffled these, and I've got a book written by a loved author. Okay, I've got a few in mind already. This is going to be super fun. All right, and we started double sixes, of course. I always have double sixes. But anyway, all in the making, and this is a book written by a loved author. And so for me, I had a few options here. But I have decided to complete a series. Yes, I know. I'm super excited about this because I want to complete series this year. And I'm going on to The City of Miracles by Robert Jackson Bennett. So this is the 3rd book in the series that starts with The City of Stairs. And I just love Robert Jackson Bennett. If you've seen my, media freak out, you'll see that Robert Jackson Bennett is one of my favorite authors at this stage. And I'm just going to read everything he's ever written. And so I want to finish up the series because then I can get onto Foundry Side and hopefully get through that series before the sequel to Tainted Cup arrives. That's the plan. But anyway, so if you don't know much about this, I'm obviously not going to tell you what's going to be happening in City of Miracles, but it's this a really cool fantasy world where the gods have supposedly died. The world is covered with all these divine artifacts, relics that can give different powers. And there are signs that the gods may not be as dead as previously thought. Now, what I love about this series so far is it is fantasy, but it's also got a very strong mystery element to it. And I love mystery in my fantasy, I have discovered. So yes, I cannot wait to get to this. They tend to have some characters in common, but then the focus of the book seems to be on a new character. So we'll see. We'll see what this one is about, but I'm super looking forward to it. All right, and roll number 2 is a 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. So that's a red. It's The Vibe. And that is a book of a school setting. Yay! That's always exciting. I quite like myself a school setting. It's a vibe, and this is a book with a school setting. So for this one, I had 2 options. I could have gone to Last Graduate because I really need to continue that series by Naomi Novik. However, I have decided to go with a book that I really have wanted to read and is on my fantasy bingo board, and that is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. So I'm going to read this on my Kindle. And you probably all know a lot more about Ninth House than I do. I've had it on my TBR for quite some time now, but it follows Alex Stern, who's the most unlikely member of Yale's freshman class, a dropout and the sole survivor of a horrific unsolved crime. She's hoping for a fresh start. But she has been tasked with monitoring the mysterious activities of Yale's secret societies, well-known haunts of the rich and powerful. She seems to be the only person who won't accept the neat answer the police and campus administration have come up with for her murder of this dead girl on campus. And so it's got secret societies, forbidden magic, raising of the dead, etc. Lovely Bardugo's writing, and I'm really looking forward to see what she does with this dark academia. Roll number 3 is a 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is blue. What's in a name? Title prompt. A number in the title. I like that. I've got quite a few books I want to read that have numbers in the title. So I'm happy with that. Then we got What's in a Name, and this is a number in the title. For this one, I'm going to read another book on my Kindle, and that is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. So I've heard cool things about this one. Now, I know it's supposed to have some kind of romantic undertones as well. I'm not sure how much the romance plays into the book, but I actually think there's enough of this book that looks like it's going to appeal to me. So it is described as an evocative tale of romance, a mystery, and alluring monsters. So we shall see. An ancient mercurial spirit is trapped inside Elspeth Spindle's head. She calls him the Nightmare. He protects her, he keeps her secrets, but nothing comes for free, especially magic. When Elspeth meets a mysterious highwayman on the forest road, she's thrust into a world of shadow and deception. Together they embark on a dangerous quest to cure the town of Blunder from the dark magic infecting it. Roll number 4 is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blue. Another title prompt. And a light source in the title. So that could be a sun, a lamp, a candle, anything I like. Let's see what I can find. Sun has come out. But anyway, I'm just going to stick with this. It was a nice overcast day when I started. But anyway, sun is good. All right, so what's in a name? And it's a light source in the title. And I'm going to take the opportunity here to get A Song of Silver, Flame Like Night onto my TBR, mainly because it's got stars in it. It's also got like a moon. It also seems to have like some kind of sun. These are all light sources, so I'm pretty happy with this. Okay, I'm going to fit it in because I don't know if I'm going to fit it in otherwise. So this one, in a fallen kingdom, one girl carries the key to discovering the secrets of her nation's past and unleashing the demons that sleep at its heart. Once, Lan had a different name. She spends her days scavenging for remnants of the past, for anything that might help her understand the strange mark burned into her arm by her mother in her last act before she died. No one can see the mysterious mark until the night Zen appears at the tea house and saves her life. Zen is a practitioner, one of the fabled magicians of the Last Kingdom, whose abilities were rumored to be drawn from the demons they communed with. Magic believed to be long lost, magic to be hidden at all costs. Yeah, I don't know what to expect from this, actually. I really don't. I just know the cover is beautiful, and I think I purchased it largely on the cover, and it's got the word like in it. So I am very happy to get this onto my TBR. Roll number 5 is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Purple. Cover prompt, woohoo. Ooh, weather phenomena on the cover. So that could be a storm, lightning, snow, clouds, whatever I like. Let's go see what I can find. This is an exciting one. And we got a cover prompt from cover to cover, and that's weather phenomena on the cover. And I can't help myself. I'm going to include a non-fiction book in this one, and it's the Cloud Spotter's Guide. Obviously, it has clouds on it, and they are weather phenomena. And yes, this sounds really, really cool. It introduces each of the different characters in the cloud family, so you'll know when to expect fine weather and when to carry your umbrella. It tells of the man who fell through a cloud, clouds being used to predict earthquakes, and of one in Australia that glider pilots surf like a wave. And if you've ever wondered who would win at a punch-up between the stormy cumulonimbus thundercloud and the drizzly nimbostratus, read on. And it's super cool. It's got diagrams of the different clouds. So for example, see there, you got all the diagrams, and then it looks at each type of cloud, and it's got like how to spot them, etc. I'm actually super keen to get to this. I really, really like clouds. I really love learning about weather, and this sounds super, super cool. So this is going to go on my TBR. Roll number 6. Oh no, not another double. That's okay. That's okay. There's 10. Let's see what I get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Purple cover prompt. I'm not unhappy about that. And that's more than one person on the cover. Okay, so that's super easy. And from cover to cover again, and I've got more than one person on the cover. And God, there were quite a few options for this one that I really wanted to get to, but I'm going to mix up my books a bit. I do have a non-fiction. I have quite a few fantasies. So I think I'm going to go with a mystery novel this time, and it's going to be in the market for murder. I'm going to be reading this on my Kindle as well. So this is by T.E. Kinsey, and it's the sequel to A Quiet Life in the Country. I absolutely adored that book. It was such a fun read, and it basically follows Lady Hardcastle, who decides to move into the country with her maid and becomes involved in a local murder. And she has to solve it, of course, as people do in these books. And the characters are just really fun. The mystery was fun, you know, the small town vibes, the banter. It was just such a cool read, and I can't wait to continue the series. Roll number 7 is a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is a title prompt. Oh, match the title of a book currently being read. Interesting. This is a new prompt that I have included in this game, so that's going to be an interesting one to work out. Let's see what I can find. And what's in a name? A title prompt. And the sun's got really glary now, but anyway. And it's match the title of a book currently being read. This is a tricky prompt because I'm currently reading the second half of Words of Radiance and also a canticle for Leibowitz. So I guess I could try and find a title that had words in it. Word. However, I'm going to go put a short book on here since my TBR has inflated already. And I'm going to go with a psalm for the wild built, basing it on the fact that psalm is pretty similar to canticle. I think that's a good enough match, I think. So this is a short little novella by Becky Chambers. I absolutely adore Becky Chambers, and I think this will be my cozy book for Eldia. This is the first book in the Monk and Robot series. And yeah, it's just super cool. It's a tea monk, basically, who we follow, and he travels the countryside trying to find out about people, and he comes across this robots, and it's a super cozy, optimistic read. I did actually read it on audio last year, but because I did it on audio, I missed so much that I actually don't know what happened. I think I may have mentioned audio and me don't mix. We just don't. So any book that I kind of feel like I'm going to really enjoy, I have to actually read physically. And so I'm going to be putting this onto my TBR. Roll number 8 is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another title prompt. I run out of title cards at this stage. A name in the title. So that's a character's name, etc. I guess even a place name technically. But I'm going to go maybe with a person's name. Title prompt. What's in the name? And it's a name in the title. Okay. So I'm a bit torn with this one. So I'm going to leave it to you guys to tell me what I should read. So just put down your option below in the comments. And I probably will put up a poll like on Instagram and possibly community page. I'm not sure yet. But I am torn. I've got 3 books that I'm super keen to get to, and I can't decide between them. So the first one is Hera by Jennifer Saint. And obviously this is a Greek retelling of Hera, who's the immortal goddess and daughter of the ancient Titan Cronus, who helps her brother Zeus to overthrow their tyrannical father and dreams of ruling at his side. And as they establish their reign on Mount Olympus, Hera suspects that Zeus might be just as ruthless and cruel as the father they betrayed. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to get the story from Hera's perspective. The second book that I'm super keen to get to is Kai, and this is an Indian-inspired fantasy based on the Indian epic the Ramayana. So the only daughter of a king, Kai watches as his mother is banished and her own worth is reduced to what marriage alliance she can secure. Although she was raised on stories of the might and benevolence of the gods, her prayers for help go unanswered. She turns to her mother's library and discovers a magic that is hers alone. This sounds really cool. Yeah, I kind of want to read this now, but I also want to read Hera. I don't know, anyway. And then the third book that I'm thinking that I would really like to get to as well is Sabriel by Garth Nix, and this would be on my Kindle. I don't know much about this one at all. For many years, Sabriel has lived outside the walls of the Old Kingdom, away from the random power of free magic and away from the dead who won't stay dead. But now her father, the Major Borson, is missing, and to find him, Sabriel must cross back into that treacherous world and face the power of her own extraordinary destiny. So yeah, anyway, so that's the third one. So basically just put into the comments. I will just collate all the comments and my polls, etc., and work out which book I'm going to read from those. Roll number 9 is a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, publications. A long book. Right, because 10 rolls isn't enough, I need to pick up a long book as well. Okay, that's all right. Let's see what I can find. And an all in the making long book So basically I've counted any book over 500 pages. Now, technically I really should get on to some of the books that I really wanted to read, like Fall of Hyperion, which is way up on my TBR. Also, I should probably just finish off The Expanse and read Leviathan Falls. However, there's a book I really want to get to, and that is a Doomsday Book by Connie Willis. I read To Say Nothing of the Dog last year and absolutely adored it. It was a really cool comedy of manners involving time travel into the Victorian age. And yes, it does indeed have a dog. But yes, this one is part of that same series, I believe. So when Kivrin E. Engel travels back through time to complete a doctoral thesis, due to an accident, she lands in the middle of the Black Plague of 1348. Meanwhile, the Oxford she left behind is laid low by a mysterious strain of influenza, and with no one willing to risk arranging her rescue, time is running out. Because basically in this world, time travel is used by historians to go and investigate the past. So I'm kind of looking forward to this because I absolutely adored the other book. And I'm feeling like Connie Willis could potentially be a favorite author, and I've been wanting to get to this for some time. It is quite a chunky book, and therefore I think it fits this prompt. So yes, it's 587 pages. The writing's pretty tiny, but if it's anything like To Say Nothing of the Dog, it should be a fairly fast read because that was just so engrossing. And final roll, hopefully, is a 9. That was super close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Another title prompt, and that's a profession in the title. So that could be a magician, a cartographer, a professor, whatever I like. Let's go see what I can find. And another what's in the name, and this is a profession in the title. And for this, I'm going to take the opportunity to continue a series that I haven't picked up for a while that I really love, and that's the Caiaphas Cain series. And the next book on that is The Emperor's Finest, so emperor being a profession. Now, Caiaphas Cain, I have talked about before. It's a bit like Blackadder, but in the future with military sci-fi. It is so cool. So Caiaphas Cain is supposedly this commissar who tries to avoid danger at all costs and tries to get away from any particular hotspots in fighting. However, in doing so, he always ends up in the very midst of it and then becomes hailed a hero. So to me, he's a very unreliable narrator because you're never actually quite sure if he's just a really humble hero or an absolutely unfortunate coward. But it's just so fun to read, even though it's quite gory in times. It is military sci-fi, but it is hilarious in the way it's written. It's very sarcastic, very snarky, just the ironies in it. And it's got some footnotes as well, where people he's worked with then comment on his memoirs and try and portray him as a bit of a hero. I love this series and I can't wait to continue it. And that's pretty much it. I think I've done it. I've got my cozy book. I have my word like. I've got quite a lot of books. I've got 10 books. Some of them are fairly chunky. But yes, I'm actually really looking forward to this TBR. And once again, just let me know which name of the title book you think I should read. I'm very keen to hear everyone's opinions. And until I see you next time, take care.